My name is Amanda Bernardo, and I'm a policy analyst with Parks Canada's Policy, Legislative, and Cabinet Affairs Group. I joined Parks Canada in May 2014 after successfully competing for a short term with the agency. Before starting with the government, I worked for a private sector law firm, and I was looking for a change. I was looking for an opportunity where I could expand my skill set in a policy role. When I started to research what organization I wanted to join with the government, I definitely thought of Parks Canada first. I wanted to work for an organization that directly worked with Canadians, and what better way to work with Canadians than for an agency that looked after the natural and cultural landscapes of Canada and provided visitor experiences to some of our national parks and national marine conservation areas. After joining Parks on a term position as a document officer with the Realty Services branch, I decided that I wanted to network within the agency and outside of government to see if I could find a more challenging position. This process took me about 4 to 6 months, I would say, and I applied to as many job positions as I possibly could. My best advice is don't give up, keep applying, don't be alarmed by how long some of these processes take, and don't get discouraged by filling out some of these long processes and the questions that may come with it. After competing for over 20 positions, I successfully won my current substantive position with Parks Canada. So when I first started with Parks Canada's Policy, Legislative, and Cabinet Affairs Group, I didn't necessarily have all the experience that maybe a policy analyst should. I had the skill set that was required to advance in a career in policy, but there was certainly a lot of training that I still required in order to advance in my position. The Canada School of Public Service offered some great initial courses that enabled me to learn more about cabinet affairs and the regulatory process within government. And I was fortunate to work with a number of colleagues within my new group that were able to provide me with on-the-job training and give me some advice and tips to excel in my new position. One of my best pieces of advice that I could give to new public servants would be to be confident. No matter what, you will always find that with any position that you apply for, there is a chance that someone may or may not be better suited for the role. But you shouldn't let that stop you from applying, and you should definitely be confident in your own abilities to ensure that you can succeed in a position. For me, confidence has played a huge role in helping me to advance within my career, primarily because it's enabled me to network within my agency, to work with new colleagues, to interact with directors, connect with assistant deputy ministers, and even Parks Canada's president. It's definitely an important thing to be confident because it allows you to communicate effectively, it allows you to really demonstrate what type of employee you are, and it will definitely open a lot more doors for you. When I first started with the government, there was a lot to learn, from acronyms to approval processes to simply just understanding the machinery of government. It was definitely very overwhelming, and thankfully there are some training and courses available to educate new public servants on the machinery government and how everything works. But social media definitely played an important role in allowing me to expand my network and to understand more about what was offered within government. I have been fortunate to work with a number of initiatives on social media, such as Leaders GC, which is a monthly chat featuring public servants and senior officials, and which discuss a number of great topics. And in general, Twitter has allowed me to connect with public servants across Canada. It's allowed me to read up on news stories that are going on in different government organizations. It's allowed me to learn from other resources and programs that are being launched across the government system. It's definitely a tool that for this generation is very important, and for the generations to come, because it's a quick and easy way to connect with Canadians across Canada.